ever felt like I'm self-aware, capable, intelligent? Why am I stuck in these patterns that don't serve me? Hello, beautiful, amazing people. It's your friend Kristen. Welcome to Life's Limitless Potential. This channel focuses on helping others recognize, embrace, and unleash the limitless potential that lies in each one of us. Not through motivation or toxic positivity, but self-mastery. Roll the intro. Imagine billions of people with the knowledge on how to become experts on themselves, and then the desire to continuously apply that knowledge to become the best versions of themselves. Hello, beautiful, amazing people. It's your friend Kristen. Welcome to Life's Limitless Potential. As a college professor, certified life coach, health and wellness expert, confidence, assertiveness, and mental IQ master, I've spent years mastering the tools that rebuild people from the inside out. I've learned the hard way through a life that could have broken me, but instead built me. Here, I'll share all I've learned: knowledge, wisdom, science, psychology, spirituality, mindset tools, as well as my personal transformational journey. Not just to empower others that are striving to be the best versions of themselves, but to equip them with the tools to make it possible. Let's create a movement of self-mastery where knowledge meets action and potential becomes limitless. My passion for this work comes from lived experience. I grew up surrounded by mental illness, addiction, and unresolved trauma. And for years, I wore my pain and shame as armor I thought was protecting me. But in reality, it was limiting me. I became highly successful professionally, but personally, I was disconnected, exhausted, and living in a constant state of survival mode. A major loss in my life forced me to face a hard truth. I could continue with the legacy that was passed on to me, or I could change what my children, grandchildren, and future generations inherit. So I chose to do the work. I sold my business and I spent the next 3 years studying the science of people, psychology, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, trauma-informed healing. And while learning everything, I was simultaneously digging deep and applying everything I was learning into my real life. That's when everything changed. I went from being my biggest obstacle to my best supporter. And instead of surviving by default, I began living with intent. My goal is to create a movement of self-mastery where inner work is seen as strength, not weakness. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I want to show you what's possible. I'll be teaching by sharing what I've lived, using my life as practical examples of the concepts I'm teaching, so you can decide what resonates and apply it in your own way. Some examples of the major things that I've learned that I'd like to share with you include how perception, emotion, and cognition work together to influence behavior and decision-making, how trauma affects the brain and how to break those patterns, how to stop seeking validation and start building trust, how to communicate without defensiveness, turning conflict into conversation, how to move from survival mode to intentional living, how to become an expert on yourself from the inside out. Just imagine what it would be like to live in a movement of self-mastery where people have the tools to become experts on themselves from the inside out and the desire to live with intent aligned with purpose. Pursuing what actually fuels us instead of chasing perfection, status, approval. a world built on internal strength instead of external chaos, where emotional intelligence is the norm, not the exception, where we approach one another with curiosity, disagreements become dialogue instead of battles, where healing is normalized, not stigmatized, where future generations grow up in a world that recognizes, embraces, and unleashes the kind of limitless potential that isn't magic. It's human nature operating without the brakes on. Every Monday, I hope you'll join me as I share practical tools that you can apply to your life. I'll also pop in randomly during the week to share how I'm currently manifesting limitless potential and living with intent. In the next video, we'll start a series called The Beautiful Attitudes, where I break down how perception shapes our reactions, decisions, and relationships. If this resonates with you, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and join me. We're building something intentional here. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. I look forward to taking this journey with you, and I'll see you on Monday.